Happy friggin' Wednesday, everybody. That's right. For those of you who didn't know, we're back on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's 8 p.m. Mountain, and we're live, baby. How's everyone doing tonight? Are you having a good night? I'm excited. And I don't know if it's just the fact that this is going to be a very, very special live stream, or if or if it's something in the water. What happened? What changed? What are we doing tonight that's so freaking cool? Well, I'm going to do my best not to dox myself live. For those of you who know what that is, you know what I'm talking about. We've got in our hands a package. And in this package is a knife that I'm really, really excited to talk about. It's something that I'm really very excited to check out. And I thought, you know what? I've got 2 cameras. What if we tried to do an unboxing live? What could go wrong? We're going to find out together. So I've got 2 cameras right here. They're both set up. I think I got the battery in the second one. I guess we'll find out. It's going to be an experience. And you know what? If anything, it might be the only live unboxing that I do. Kind of depends on how this all goes. Yeah, in this box is something that just might end up being the crown jewel of my collection. And I'm really, really excited about that. I'm excited to share it with you guys. You know, I feel like we've gone down a bit of a path, a bit of a road this last year. You know, when I first started doing live streams, I told my live stream audience the very first day, I'm on the road to 100,000 subscribers. And, you know, I was very, very proud to reach 10,000 back in November with all of you guys. That is just the very first truck stop on the way to 100,000, and we're going to get there. And in the meantime, we're just going to have a whole lot of fun. What will we do when we get there? Will there be ice cream? Probably not. Anyways, enough of my monologue. We'll get to the live unboxing here in a bit. We're going to give people time to filter in. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. But before we do anything else, let's go ahead and say hello to the good people in the chat, starting off with the first person, Blind Woo Fury. Thanks for being a channel member and for being the first person in the chat. Welcome into Ed B, another channel member in the house. Drink Water, thank you for being a channel member. We got Wicked Dream Designs, another channel member. One hell of a knife modder too. I can't stop saying that. I've got to stay away from his Instagram page because it's just like I will dive down the rabbit hole of how can I modify this knife? What is the best way to do that? It's really cool. Make sure you check out Wicked Dream Designs on Instagram. What's up to Paul Mills? Thanks for being a channel member. Jim Miller in the house. Good to see you as well. Thanks for being a channel member. We got Jason Cable, Sterling Stutes, Fred the Lug, my man Ian Coates, first channel mod in the house. What's up, Ian? Welcome in, man. Thanks for being a channel member. Stephen Fletcher. We're trying to get to the bottom of this chat as quickly as possible. Craig Vincent, let's go TC Blades. Thanks for being a channel member. Good to see you, man. David V, another channel member. Man, the channel members are out in spades tonight. Love it. Love to see it. Ian says, start the live already and then end the torture from this song. I'll do what I please. I try to give people an opportunity to pile in. You know, I learned that if you just start live streams immediately, there's this awkward 5 minutes or so where you just wait for somebody to talk to. Some people like the music, some people don't like the music. It is what it is. It gets me pumped, you know, and it reminds me that we're about to go live, and I like that. Let's go. Hold on. Neil McKenzie, welcome in. Thanks for being a channel member. Nick T, good to see you, man. Thanks for being a channel member. Dan Stan, what's up? We got Mono Marcus, welcome in. Happy hump day to you, sir. Let's go. Let's go. Lone Star Towboy. Wouldn't be a live stream without Lone Star Towboy's carry of the day. He's carrying the Cold Steel Tylite Dagger 6 and the Recon 1 Spear Point. That's pretty sweet, man. Nice carry. Ian says, docs meaning giving us an address to send things of our own accord to. Why does that remind me of anthrax? You guys remember when that was a thing on the news? Like, anthrax is being sent through the mail. Postal Service. What's going on? I can't get, like, imagine for a second, you know, like we talk about packages with knives going missing in the mail all the time. Can you imagine being a porch thief, a porch package thief? And you're like, I got this one. Oh, yeah, this is big, juicy box. There's going to be some good stuff in here. Is it going to be a PS5? What's in the box? Poof, it's anthrax. Instant karma. Nobody sends anthrax in the mail anymore. And I don't think it has anything to do with the Postal Service wising up. I think people just went on to the next trend, the next thing. Ed B says, does Roll have a Sonora in the box? You'll find out. You will find out. Monomachus says, what blade steel is it? You'll find out. I'm not doing teasers. We're doing a live unboxing, guys. We'll do the live unboxing. I'm going to probably shoot to do it somewhere in the middle of the live stream. So probably in the next 20, 30-ish minutes. After we get done saying hi, we're going to do something that we did not do last live stream. That was the pocket check. I get to the end of the live stream and I stretch my arms like, what a good live. And I'm like, where's the pocket check? Kills me. Ian says, if you're lucky to catch Roll's address, send him as many raisins as you can. Oh, Ian, don't do that. Don't do that. My wife likes raisins. Me, not so much. Not so much. Ed B says, I have his address. Will cost you money. I hope you get a good price for it. David V says, 20 CV. Could be. Could be. Could not be. Some people probably already know. What's up, Sean McLaughlin? Good to see you. Well, TC Blade says, punch and pie. That sounds like a good time. Welcome into Rainy. Good to see you. Welcome in. Let's go. Let's go. I'm trying to catch up, guys. I'm trying to catch up. Kevin Smith and Knives, welcome in, man. Good to see you. Come on, chat. Vivelsky, welcome in. Thanks for being a channel member. He says, what's in the box? We're going to find out together. It'll be an experience. It could be atrocious. It could be the biggest fail. One of the things I love the most about live streams is that it is uncut, unabridged. If I stumble over the wording, you'll know. It could be great, or it could be a travesty. I'm here for it. Sean McLaughlin says, Wednesdays are back and better than ever. You know it, man. Welcome into Be Devious. Thanks for being a channel member. Let's go. Hey, shout out to Ian Coates for the $2 super. Says Paul Might also does mods if we're talking modders. I've heard that. I'll be honest. I have not seen the mods, but I am interested. Is there Cerakote involved? Custom anno work? These are things that I need to know. I love modifying knives. So far, I've just done the pedestrian thing, which is, send it to somebody else, have them do it, or put on scales or aftermarket parts. But there are some mods that I've been considering on some of my pieces. I would definitely not mind doing some custom Cerakote on my Spyderco Swish buoy. I think that would be cool, especially because the anno work on this Swish buoy is like soft, like cheese. Like you look at it and it snail trails immediately. And all of a sudden you understand why the original Swish buoy was a stonewash on the titanium, because it's got to be. So either, it's not that the snail trails are there. It's that you have no idea how they get there. You look at it like, oh yeah, it looks nice. Boom, snail trail. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. All right. Hold on. I've lost track of the chat once again. Hey, welcome into Greg McCutcheon. Thanks for being a channel member. Good to see you, man. Let's go. Neil from the Night's Edge has been a Spartan for 14 months.
This is Sparta!
Go ahead and Spartan kick that like button for Neil one time. Neil, thank you so much for riding with the channel, guys. If you don't know, Neil has his own channel. Make sure you check out the Night's Edge. Many of you already have, but for those of you who haven't, check it out. And if you like it, give him a sub. Definitely. He says, I went with the Rode mic and the Focusrite Scarlett. Hey, congrats, man. I'm interested to hear how that's going for you. I gave Neil a mic recommendation last week. Was it last week? I think so. Time is a tough concept for me right now. It seems to be moving fast and not at all at the same time. Anyways, I'm really curious to see how you're liking that new audio setup, dude. Let's go. Laid off Pete. Thanks for being a channel member. He says, Rollshambo, wife shut me down on your axial. I was praying, bro. You testing my damn willpower. I in the Discord, I threw up a knife. One that I'm not necessarily like terribly trying to sell, but I threw it up. I said, members only Discord, exclusive today only. If you want to buy it, $200. Nobody took me up on it. It's okay. I've had people offer to buy this knife from me before. I'm not in a rush or a hurry to sell it, but I'd like to do more stuff like that in the members only Discord, just random drops of stuff that I know that people would be interested in buying. And when it comes to the whole knife collecting thing, timing is one of those things that, you're like, oh man, this is great. Finally got what I wanted. I'm going to kick back and relax, and, buy other things that I need, like food and electricity. And then the knife you want, boom, it's available somewhere somehow, and the timing isn't right. I can't tell you how often that's happened to me. It's happened a lot. Ed B says, just open the box. Don't tell me what to do, Ed. You're not my real dad. Oh man. Anyways, where were we? Let's go. Laid off Pete. Thanks for being a channel member for the last 2 months.
This is Sparta!
He says, happy to be here. Wish I had more funds. Don't we all? I know I do. Would love that. Hey, shout out to Tom Cook. Thanks for being a channel member. He says, I love when USPS delivery shows today and the tracking status shows it's not even in your area. I don't know why they do that. Look, if Domino's pizza delivery can give you accurate tracking status, what gives? The US Postal Service needs to update their system from Windows 95. I don't know. I have no idea why that happens. Or it's like, it will be delivered by 9 p.m. and you look at it and it's 2 states away. Like, I get it. Sometimes the original estimate can be off. Weather can happen. Maybe the mail truck gets, hit by a deer. I don't know. But that's no excuse. They should be able to be like, okay, you know what? It's 2 states away. Obviously, it's not getting there by 9 p.m. All right. Hey, welcome into Mike and Ike's EDC. He says, hey, like button smash. Do it. Welcome in to Help with Gadgets. Good to see you. Jason Cable says, I like raisins when they're dipped in chocolate. Anything dipped in chocolate can go in my mouth. Well, there are exceptions. Nice save. I was about to say, nice save. Let's go. Ian says, will my super chat get read? It got read. You can tell how far behind in the chat that I am, but I'm catching up. I'm slow. Like, I could be in the alternative class. I might just skip to the bottom, but I don't want to miss people. All right. TC Blade says, Shambo mods knives too. He can sell them to me later. Oh man. You know what? I really, really hope that you're enjoying that Manix 2. That Manix 2 is near and dear to my heart. I did not sell it because I didn't like it. I sold it because I wanted to add something that was truly special to the sale. It means a lot, you know, when people show up to the knife sales that I do and they support the channel by buying something, whether it's because they just saw a good price on something or because they truly just want to support the channel and they're like, oh, you know what, that works. At least I'm getting something back for this. So because of all the support that I've been shown, I try to always include something that's special or something that I really like that I would rather not necessarily sell, because it's like, that's what we do in the knife community. You know, we do nice things for each other. We look out for each other. And that comes back around. You know, of course, there are undesirables in our community, but there's far less of them than the good types of people, you know. But every tree has a few bad apples. Anyways, I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying the knife. It is very near and dear to my heart, and it means a lot knowing that you like it as well. Welcome into Dylan Mallory. He says Pocket SX does great Cerakote. He's done a knife for me, full graphite black. I actually reached out to him to get a quote, and his prices seem reasonable, very reasonable. If anyone is interested in getting some work done by him, reach out to him on Instagram. Just if you do, be ready to actually do something, because I reached out to him more to see like what he was willing to do or what he was capable of doing. And the man is busy. He doesn't have time to brainstorm. He doesn't. That's on me. I get it. I kind of felt bad. I was like, well, what do you think about this, and this? And it didn't hear back. But he did give me a quote. His prices seem fair. If you want to see his work, it's all over his Instagram. He does extremely good work, especially with cell shading, if you know what that is. Anyways, I'm trying to catch up. Let's go. Oh man, I'm way farther behind on the chat than I thought that I was. Ed B says, Roll, when are you going to be a guest on TKE's live? It depends on when I have time. You know, like right now, I fit the channel into my life as best I can. You know, between being a father, having a full-time job, having a side hustle, and having the channel, it's just a matter of fitting everything in, you know. And I've gotten to the point in my life where I feel like I wish there was 28 hours in the day. I do, because there's so much every day that I want to accomplish and I just don't have the time for it. All right, I think I missed somebody. Everyone's saying hi to John Tagamori, but I don't see his message. John Tagamori, welcome in, man. Good to see you. Did I say hi to Drinkwater? I think so. Good to see you, man. All right, guys. There he is. There's John. Thanks for being a channel member, John. All right, guys. I'm going to skip to the bottom of the chat because otherwise I will never catch up. Boom. Here we go. Mick Ranger, good to see you, man. Welcome in. Welcome in to Rich Kastner as well. Sever7 in the house. Let's go. Laid Off Pete says, how does Rollshambo get such top tier viewers? This place is packed with all the best knife family we got. Hey, I appreciate that, man. You know what? Sometimes the live streams aren't the biggest affairs, but they're always the most fun. I have a lot of fun doing live stream type content because it is raw. It is unabridged. You know, I can't police the nonsense coming out of my mouth. And, you know, I've had people ask me in the past, like, you should put together a bloopers reel of you know, all the cuts from your review videos. It's boring. It's like a lot of dead pauses where I'm like, what was I trying to say? And then I'll snap right back on the thought train. And so a lot of times, if you actually see a cut in my videos, what I'm usually doing is cutting out dead space where my brain just decides that it wants to stop working. Yeah. So a blooper reel for me would just be dead space. Ian says, Roll, Pocket SX is pronounced pocket sex. You'll never say it though. Is it pocket sex? I don't know. Sex isn't a bad word. I do try to tone stuff down because I've had several people tell me that they like watching the live streams because I don't do a bunch of cursing. You know, in my regular everyday life, I curse plenty. But I don't know who's watching. And so I try to keep it on the level as much as possible. Sometimes that's just not possible. Is it pocket sex though? Is it? I always thought it was pocket SX, like, you know, like sound effects. I don't know. Oh, man, the chat is just getting away. Neil says Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Doors always open. Man, I'd love to. I'd love to join you on a live. All right. Hey, welcome into Splitting Slices, man. Good to see you. Thanks for being a channel member. He says, speaking of bad apples, I'm here now. Spoiled oh so good. Howdy. You're not a bad apple. Absolutely not. Jason Cable says, just discovered Bridgeport knives. I got to get me one of their knives eventually. They, you know, they look good. They look good in the same vein that Asher knives looks good, which is they're reasonably priced, premium materials, and well made. I'm assuming, because they have a very, very large following, but I've never checked one out. So they're on my list. The truth is they're just not like super high on my list. One of these days we'll get them on the channel. Anyways, welcome into Brown Sugar. Good to see you. Help with Gadgets says, plus, is it even a real live if there isn't technical difficulty? I used to have really bad tech problems. Those of you who watched my live streams like 2 years ago, I'd be in the middle of a live stream and my live would crash. Like the computer would literally blue screen on me and crash. And then people that wanted to continue watching live would have to like come back to the channel and search for the next live that popped up. And so it was bad. Shortly after that, my computer caught fire. And then I did a knife sale so that I could build another computer. But that's a story for another time. Shout out to you if you were around when that was happening. Matt D, thanks for being a channel member. Welcome. And he says, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing fantastic. All right, guys. I know I'm about to lose my spot in the chat. Oh, before I do that, shout out to Stephen Fletcher, the latest, the greatest Spartan.
This is Sparta!
Thanks for riding with the channel, Stephen. Definitely appreciate it, man. All right, guys. I'm going to do something that I should have done in the last live stream, but I missed by a mile. We're going to go ahead and run into the members only Discord. The members only Discord is a place for channel members to hang out and chat, to share what's in their pocket, to check out the knife yard sale, to check out my Steel Snobs knife steel rating sheet. Yeah, that lives there. We do, we post up knife drops. You know, the last couple Machine Wise drops, I posted in there. We've got Noom's on drops that get posted in there. It's a good time. It's a good time. And you don't have to remain a channel member to remain in the members only Discord. You just need to be one to get in initially. So if you're a channel member and you're not a part of the Discord, but you want to be, go to my YouTube page, go to the post section, and somewhere near the top, it might be a post or two down, you'll see a members only post that includes an invite link to the Discord. What does that look like? Well, it looks a little bit like this. So we've got pocket checks all over the place, but we're going to start off with pocket checks today. If you want to know what was in my pocket today I carried this guy. A very divisive knife from a divisive knife maker. This is the Medford Praetorian. And when you carry a Praetorian, if you carry one, you probably know as well as I do now that it's going to be the only thing in your pockets. The profile is ridiculous, but I love it. And that's all that matters. Content on that is in the making. It's not going to be a regular review video because those have been done till the end of time. I'm going to be doing a different type of content surrounding that knife, and excited about it. It's a work in progress. Anyways, we got Ed Durbin showing up first with the Spyderco. I believe that's a Spyderco Subvert. Looks like a Spyderco Subvert with just different scales. Or are those the stock scales? I'm not entirely sure. Every time I see a Subvert, it feels like it needs to be orange, right? Very cool. We got Stephen Fletcher with the Excalibur. Check that out. Nice shot too. Really like that. The Excalibur is one of those where it was on my list and then I got the money and I went and they were all sold out. And then Metal Complex joined the live stream. Like, is he going to offer to loan me an Excalibur to review? No. Tears of sadness. So now, is it still on my list? Yes. Is this a knife that a lot of people love and a lot of people also hate? Yes. The people that hate it mostly because it's expensive. I want to say that that's a $400 knife. The more expensive a knife gets, the more people just dislike it because it is so expensive. Anyways, that's super cool. Really love what Kunwu does with their DLC and with the Timascus collars and accents. I think that looks great. I think that if you're somebody that appreciates something along the lines of a Spyderco Shaman, that's going to be a blade shape that really speaks to you. If you appreciate, things like the machine work that goes into the texturing on the handle scales, or just making a knife that's an integral, you'll probably like that. So I got to get my hands on one at some point. When will that be? No idea. Nice share, Stephen Fletcher. Definitely appreciate it, man. We got Nick T. He's got the Sparrow Strix, which, by the way, word on the grapevine is that due to popular demand, that these will be back at some point this year. Keep an eye on Sparrow Knife Company's Instagram for updates. And then, of course, he's got the High Grain Designs DeVille. Really, really nice carry. Appreciate that. Drinkwater, he's coming in with an underrated carry. He's got the Hinderer XM24 Skinny Warncliffe, which for some insane reason, you can still buy those right now. I remember a time not so long ago, like 8 months ago, where nothing like that would stay available. I think you can actually go to White Mountain Knives and get one, and content creator discount codes work, which means that you can buy them for less than everywhere else is selling them at White Mountain Knives. He's also got the Spyderco Little Native Warncliffe and the Spyderco McD. Very nice. Matt D, he's got a 6 set of scales on there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think that those are extra modified laser engraved Mettenboss Sagaiha scales. I'm not sure if those are titanium or aluminum, but that looks like the Mettenboss Sagaiha pattern. But I've never seen them with that extra milling pattern or the extra laser engraving pattern like that. I love that it's a matching set. That's cool. For me, I'm here for it. This is my modified Spyderco Para 3 rock scale design titanium scales. 15V from a Spyderco Para 3 lightweight. Yes, that blade swap works. If you're going to do a blade swap, just get a lightweight. You do need the full size liner though, if you do that. Very cool. Love that photo. Great work on that. B Devious, he's got a couple really cool knives. Let's go. That is the Chavez Scapegoat. And I'm going to zoom in there. See that? No screws on the outside. So that's one of the newer Chavez Scapegoats. And then he's got a Chavez Redemption 229 kickstop in the dark matter fat carbon fiber gold. I sold my kickstop Redemption 229 and I miss it. I do. Nice, man. Thanks for sharing. Let's go. I had some issues sharing pictures earlier today. We're just going to skip over that. As you can tell, we do have fun in the members only Discord. Ed's got the Chapman Lake knives. Oh man, that's the CLK2D, right? Love those. I'm not the biggest plunge lock design guy. There's always going to be exceptions to that rule. What Chapman Lake does is one of those. And they're so cool over there too. Let's see, Rainey's got a modified Para 3 in micarta scales, 15V blade. And it looks like she also did what I did, which was a blade swap over from the lightweight to the full size scales. The blade swap works, guys. It definitely works. Love it. All right. Let's see. Kevin Smith. He's got a Spyderco Shaman with the rock scale design, critter scales. He's got a quiet carry drift. I don't think that's the LCT because it doesn't have the thumb hole. It's got the thumb studs. I don't think it's contoured. And then what looks like a TRM Neutron, right? Right? Or is that the Atom? That might be the Atom. That might be a bit big to be a Neutron. They're very, very similar. It's all about the size. I can't see the pocket clip. Anyways, B Devious, he's got the scales that I really want. He's got the Spyderco Para 3 with the RG Custom Metalworks feathered contoured scales. Those scales are next level. Love it. Let's go Kaleidoscope of Knives. He's got the bestech EDC Sin. He's got the Knoll Knives Voodoo. And is that a Grace? No, that's not a Grace. Is that the Tuya Wolf? Please tell me. Okay, so he's got 2 dromedaries and a Bactrian. I don't know. Is that the Tuya Wolf? Is that what that is right there? Everything looks like a Tuya Wolf these days. Okay. Gas station knives. He's got a couple knives that I would never have any hope of identifying, to be quite honest with you. I'm not entirely sure. That one is it says Dreadnought on the blade. I'm not familiar with it. That looks great though. Is that a Mech Force knife? The pivot makes me think Mech Force, but I'm probably wrong. And I definitely don't know about the more classic knife with the abalone scales. That's nice. Very nice. Jim Miller, he's coming in hot with the PKW Warntack, one of my favorite knives. I sold mine. That's another knife that I look at. I'm like, I should have kept it. But Precision Knife Works is, in fact, working on a USA made version of the Warntack. So for those of you like me who are deplorable and really want as many American made knives as possible, you know, we can call them tariff free knives. Precision Knife Works is working on a USA made version. We're going to try to get our hands on one. He's got the Finch Hellfire and the CRKT SPEW. Love it, man. Nice shot outdoors as well. Thanks for sharing, Jim. Let's go TC Blades with the regular Rosie. He says, sorry for the crappy pick. Is there such a thing as a regular Rosie? You know, I feel like Plain Jane is its own styling, you know, Plain Jane Sabenza, Plain Jane Rosie. You know, you get to modify it the best way possible, which is with your own experiences. The snail trails tell the story. Let's see, Craig Vincent. He's got a veritable handful of knives. He's got the Kubikois. I see a Cold Steel Engage, the full size with the Atlas lock. I'm not sure what this dagger shaped blade is, but it looks cool. I bet it'd be great for those who like to who actually know how to throw knives. Spyderco Para 3 lightweight salt and MagnaCut, a Civivi Vision FG, and I'm not sure about this other one. Let's see if we can zoom in. I'm gonna miss it. Yeah, it's okay. Nice carry. Thanks for sharing, Craig. Let's see, Pavelski. He's got, man, that's a sick photo. Look at that. Look at that. I love what you did there with that photo. That's some artistic stuff. We got a number of Chavez. We got a Chavez Redemption 229 kickstop. We've got a Redemption Street. Is that the ProTech Chavez? And a Chavez TAK. Man, that's an awesome photo. You guys heard it here first. You got to up your game in the members only Discord. More of this, please. That looks great. Thanks for sharing. Matt D, just re-upping his carry of the day photo. Man, I love it. I love what you did with the matching scales between the Para 3 and the Paramilitary 2. All right, guys. Oh, there's more. But wait, there's more. Louis, he's got the CJRB Warning Pyrite and the large Warning Pyrite. Do they call that an XL? He's carrying a couple of horny pyrites. I like to call them the horny pirates. I know, I'm deplorable. And then, of course, a Spyderco Manix 2. I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. Wicked Dream Designs. I know this one. I know this one. What is it? Oh, I have failed.
Epic fail.
I know this one. This is going to haunt me. The chat's going to make fun of me. Don't make fun of me, chat. I look at a lot of knives. I've handled a lot of knives. Why am I blanking on that? That's sweet, by the way. And I believe that these are mods that he's done, like that. The polishing there on the flat looks fantastic. Polished titanium is underrated. Laid off Pete, he's got the Asher. That's the Asher Spiro axis lock, and I'm not sure about the small one with the clip point, but it looks cool. All right, guys, I'm officially caught up. I have lost the chat, and so I'm going to quickly scroll. I'm going to make sure, first of all, that I didn't miss anything too crazy. All right. Okay, I didn't miss anything too crazy. I'm just going to go right down to the bottom. Hey, welcome into Cornered. Good to see you. Cornered says the Project X ain't bad, though, but it doesn't feel like you can brag about your Hinderer at that point. No one else owns it. I love my Hinderer. I've got a Hinderer XM18 3-inch, full titanium with the horse head scale, matching battle blue. It's great. I'll brag about it. I'll brag about my Praetorian. I have no issue doing that. I think that some people get knives and they're like, I can't get this, or I can't brag about it if it's not currently popular. My motto, my theory is this: any hobby's about what kind of joy it brings you, right? By experiencing it. And so I don't base my collecting habits off of other people's opinions. Sure, am I influenced by those opinions? Sure. I'm only human too. But I eventually just form my own opinion and I go with it. Like, for example, it's not cool to be like, check out my Medford Praetorian, but I've wanted one for so long. I wanted one for like the last, since 2019. So that, we're going on 6 years. Very few people are going out of their way to hype up their Medford Praetorian. But by the way, if you've never handled one, these are insane. I still think that they're really cool. Anyways, brag about what you want, man. If you have a knife that you love, shout it out. Lone Star Cowboy says Kubikoas and Holtzman Gorilla Fixed Blade. Thank you, man. Cornered says I have 2 real XM18s and they are awesome. Yeah, I love mine. Gas Station Knives says that Slippy is brand new C. Risner TPK house model Kentucky Hollerjack. Nice. Okay. Craig says Roll the Dagger is the Perrin the Dag. Am I saying that right? The Little Fixie is a Cold Steel Mini Pendleton Hunter. Nice. I knew the chat would help me out. They either help me out or they make fun of me. That's why I don't take my hat off. The world's not ready for this hairline. Okay. It's the Asher Nomad semi-integral and the Kaiser Urban Bowie. Thank you. Says it's the Project X knife isn't a well-known Hinderer knife, and it's weird in a good way. I think it looks great, man. I like the Project X. It's on my list. Welcome into Mad Yako. Good to see you. He says, I think it's cool to brag about that. I hate on tactile, but the Maverick is amazing. We like what we like. Drinkwater says, I love my Praetorian and I want the whole world to know. You know what? If you carry this, the whole world will know, because the profile on here is insane. I'm not going to do a regular review on this guy, so I'm going to tell you guys right now, the tolerances are insanity. The action, it's got one of those actions that only improves over time, and I know this because I have a Strider AR .75, which was also OEM'd by Medford. And it took me like 2 years of on and off carry to get it to the point where it's completely drop shut. But the action is insanity. The tolerances that they chase there, it's a whole different rabbit hole. And I've really been enjoying this, guys. I really have. Hey, welcome into Transparent Knives. Good to see you, Brian. You guys know Transparent Knives. The man, the myth, the reblading, regrinding, heat treat testing legend. Good to see you, man. Welcome in. He says, Hinderer MP1 is a cool design they should bring back. I don't know much about that one, actually. That one might be before me. Louis says, take the hat off. We can see you just got the 2 hairs that are left to cut. I've got a bad widow's peak. It's pretty bad. Hey, welcome into Big Jim. Thanks for being a channel member, man. Cornered says, I have 3 hairs left. All right, guys. All right. Anyways, I wanted to make sure I didn't miss the pocket check because last live stream I did. So with that being said, I'm going to take a drink of water and we're going to get into this unboxing. Now, for those of you who missed the start of the live stream, I've never done a live unboxing. I've got 2 cameras and I've got the other one set up. You can't see it, but it's facing straight down. And so I'm going to attempt to do the live, very first for me, live stream, top down unboxing. I've been waiting all day to do this. And I'm very, very excited. So, all right. I got to make sure that I've got everything set up right. I'm not used to showing the top of my desk during a live stream, so I got to clear stuff off. It's like when people come over to your house and you know that they're coming over and you got to clean stuff up a little bit. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Turn that guy on real quick. All right, we're going to cut the music. Please, 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 please tell me that I set this up correctly. Ed B says, God, I hope it's not a Spyderco. It's not a Spyderco, Ed. I love my Spydercos, but it's not a Spyderco. If it was a Spyderco, I'd just do a regular video. I would. Okay. It's nerve-wracking, but we're going to do it. Guys, this could go down as the worst live stream unboxing in history. I know most people just hold up the camera and say, oh, here's, check this out. No, we're going to try to make this as production as possible, and it could crash and burn. If it does, we'll laugh about it together and move on with life. If you end up liking it, let me know in the chat. It's not going to take up the rest of the live stream. If anything, I'll probably only do like 10 minutes on this, but we're going to do a live unboxing. All right. You know what? Pull off the Band-Aid, clear the messages. Let's go.
In a world fraught with confusion, one man will break his silence.
This is Sparta!
Hey, welcome in, guys. If you're new here, welcome in. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I, of course, am Rollshambo, and we are doing the first ever live stream unboxing. That's right. There is no script. There's no editing. This is live. This is not my normal camera, so if the resolution seems off or if the details seem weird, that is why. I've got the package flipped down. On the other side is, important address information. So we're just not going to show that part. I've been waiting a very long time for this, and I could not believe that I was able to get my hands on one. So let's go ahead and pop it open. Today we're going to be unboxing with, this is the Quiet Carry 9. A true one and done made in Taiwan type knife. I call it the cheat code. I love this knife. And today it's going to unbox a knife that I hope I will also love. So, I don't normally do unboxings. Some people say I'm just really bad at cutting through boxes, which is kind of ironic, but we're going to do it anyways. All right. All right. Enough out of that. Did they wrap it? Did they do this? Do they do this for everyone, or is this just for me? Boom, baby. There we go. Well, I think the cat's out of the bag now. This is the Mojave, and it's not just any Mojave, guys. This is the machinist proof. They only did so many of these. There will be more Mojaves, but I'm pretty sure this is the last run of machinist proofs that they're going to do. And first of all, 3D printed box. Are you kidding me? And it's supposedly supposed to also act as a stand. I've been wanting to take this out of the box all day. Look at that. The turning knob is a Torx driver. The level of thought that has to go into that to say, you know what? Not only is the box going to be useful, but you're going to use it. You could use it as a display stand. You can use it as your disassembly piece. That's awesome. All right. Stuff goes everywhere. All right, here we go, guys. Here it is. Machinist proof number 28, CPM 20 CV. They HRC test every single knife that goes through their shop. This one's at 62. The blade finish is light wash. It's got a fine step, texture, a raw backspace, a raw body, raw clip. Something that's weird to me is when I looked it up on the listing, it said that they do a Zerblast on the scales and stuff. Yeah, they do send you a little bit of this stuff. It's their graphene lubricant, their carbon honey, they call it. Yeah. Anyways, they've done many, well, I won't say many. They've done like 30 or 40 of the machinist proofs. But now I've started to see them drop just the regular model, which is why I think that they are done doing the machinist proof. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. They didn't send this to me because I'm a review channel. They sent this to me because, just like any of you who buy this, I'm a customer. This is much lighter than I had anticipated. I really like the fine step milling on the handle scales. That's fantastic. I like the way that they do the recessed lock bar, the pocket clip cutout right there. That's going to be cool. I do kind of wish that the backspacer was, up to here, but it's not. And it's smaller than I thought it would be. First deployment, got to do the flipper tab. Okay, that's pretty that's pretty good. The action, what? No. There needs to be jimping on that flipper tab, guys. I'm going to say that right now. Like, I am failing that flipper tab. All right. What about the... Nope. Come on. Okay, there we go. This is nice. This is really nice. Aside from the flipper tab being something that apparently is easy to fail. Let me make sure I got my hands off the lock bar. That is dumb. What is going on with that flipper tab? Okay, so initial thoughts. I got to say this. The action is incredibly good. The action is really good. That flipper tab is way too easy to fail. They don't have any jimping on that whatsoever. That's actually kind of disappointing. I don't know why I keep failing that. Why do I keep failing that? All right. It might be a user error. When I get it at the right angle, like, my finger does want to slip off of that. That is way too slippery. That needs jimping. And I hope on the production models that it has that. Being a machinist proof, technically this isn't going to be the completed model, but I don't know how they get to this phase and not understand that jimping needs to be on there. That is way too easy to fail simply because your finger wants to slip off that. So that is a little bit of a disappointment. I'm not going to lie. You know what's not a disappointment though is the regular reverse flick off of that fuller. I'm a big fuller flicker. I actually really do like that. And that action is incredible. Something else that I really like is they have a groove cut into the backspacer right there. That's pretty nice. I do like the fact that they also have this tiny milling right there on the backspacer itself. This camera that I'm using as an overhead camera right now isn't good enough to capture it, but there is this fine step milling that is applied to the backspacer as well. The tiny details like that make a huge, huge difference. Gosh, that's nice. Wow. I really like it, guys. And I think that this knife, being a machinist proof, is going to be very, very, very valuable to hold on to. I don't know if I have it in me to actually send this off to have jimping placed on that flipper tab. I am kind of disappointed that there is no jimping on it. I don't know why that wasn't a decision that they decided to do, but this is a very nice knife. The edge, yeah, that's a screaming sharp edge. I like that they have the graduated jimping up here near the top of the blade. So for those regular, utilitarian draw cuts, you got plenty of grip right there. Also, again, huge fan of the fact that this is a Torx driver. You could pop it in your pivots. And what is that, a T15 all the way around? Very nice. We've got some good stone washing here on the blade as well. It's kind of a pre-worn finish, which is nice because I carry everything that I own, including this one. This one's going in the pocket immediately. It might need a flipper delete for me. I don't think that that's going to be a wise idea since this is the machinist proof. And the flipper tab is actually becoming easier. Now that I'm used to it, the flipper tab is actually a lot easier. Ergo's in the hand. Feels good. Yeah. Reverse grip. Nah. not at least not like that. Yeah, no, it's not a reverse grip. Do not defend your Slurpees with this one, guys. This is sweet. Do I have any regrets? No. The moment this was released, I knew that I wanted one. So far, the only real disappointment that I have is that there is no jimping on that flipper tab. That's an oversight. And I really, truly, dearly hope that that is fixed on the regular models that they come out with. That just needs to happen. We do have a tiny bit of billboarding right here. The camera's not good enough to show it, but it says 20CV MP0028. So we got the serial number right there, like that. Yeah, beautiful design, blind screwed pocket clip. Also with that fine step milling. Very nice. Very nice, guys. I love it. That is great. I don't think I'm going to clip this video and make it a separate piece of content. I think that from here on out, I actually do want to do a regular review on this. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. This has been a raw, unabridged unboxing experience. If you want to see more of this, you want to see me do the unboxing experience again, maybe for other knives that just happen to come in on days where I have live streams, let me know in the chat. And with that, we are going to go back to the overhead. Boom. And here we are. That was an experience. I don't exactly know how I feel about that. How do they have no jimping on the flipper tab? What? How do they have no jimping on the flipper tab? God, that's nice. That action is incredible. What? I really liked what they did on the edge too. That's a polished edge. Love the blade shape. Love the ergos. It's very nice. It's very nice, guys. I'm almost a little scared to look at the chat and see what people have to say. They're probably going to be like, Rolls, just, you know what? Just go back to editing your videos. I'm going to put this over into the side. I need to catch up with the chat after that. I'm a little bit in shock, guys. I don't know how they didn't catch that. Flipper tab needs to be jimped. And maybe that's something that they're going to do. I don't know. I didn't fully watch the Metal Complex video, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and see what the chat has to say. Matt D says the flipper tab is rough. No, it's smooth. And that's the problem. All right, I'm going to try to push button this now. Yeah, push button works great. It's when you try to light switch it that it, you know what? And now, of course, I say that, and it's light switching just fine. Finger on the crossbar, or on the lock bar. Light switch. There's no excuse. There needs to be jimping on that, guys. That doesn't mean that I can't appreciate the insane amount of machine work that went into this knife. That action is stupidly silky smooth. Sean says, did you get in on the pre-order? When's the drop? I would love to pick one up. No. So apparently Machine-Wise is dropping about 20 of these a week. I do want to make sure that people know this. This is not the final production version. This is a machinist proof. Machinist proofs are a little bit different. The final production version should actually be releasing as of right now. So let's go ahead and check it out real quick. We're going to go to the screen share here. And we're going to find out Machine-Wise. The Mojave. No products found. Okay. So it looks like they're deleting their backlog. Anyways, the last ones that I saw released were no longer the machinist proof. And what that means is that they're moving into their regular production inventory. I don't necessarily know what the differences are going to be. I can tell you that this is an incredible knife. There's no reason for it to not have jimping on a flipper tab. I hope they fix that on the regular production versions. I like the fact that we've got pattern milling on the pocket clip and on the handle scales. I really like the fact that they have a groove in the backspacer to prove that the blade is in fact centered. That's nice. That's cool. What's difficult for me is now I want to just like turn off the cameras and just kind of deep dive into it, but we'll do that. John Tagmore says, for the price, I prefer the Cortex XL. I've never handled one, but I definitely want to. Cornered says, yeah, obvious pressure on the lock bar will stop it. All right, so fingers off. Not a problem. It is really easy to apply pressure to that lock bar. That D10 is sensitive. Yeah. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Yeah. No, the action is incredible, guys. Incredible action. I'm more of a reverse flicker kind of guy anyways. That's more my speed. That's what I like. Gas Station Knife says, MP equals mostly perfect. Machinist proof. Machinist proof. B. Devious says, congrats, Roll, a nice piece. Hey, thanks, man. Ryan says, you get used to it real quick, though. I have a feeling you've handled one then. And you know what? It's not the first knife that I've failed a flipper tab on because of pressure on the lock bar. You know what's crazy is look at all the space between the lock bar and the rest of the scale. That's a crazy amount of space. To get those tolerances right, it has to be kind of crazy. It looks like a true mirror polish on that edge. I wonder how, is that shaving sharp? Do that off camera. Yes. Yes, it is. Full review on this coming in the near future. Sean McLaughlin says Cortex XL is 500 more, and I never see them in stock. Gas Station Knife says they will dial it in over time. They're good about always improving and tuning their models. Yeah. Machine-Wise, I don't know if they actually watch my channel or not, but if they do, every flipper tab needs to have some kind of texture on it. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. The only thing that I could think of is if they looked at this and said, you know what, these are the machinist proofs. It's okay if it's not 100% completed. These are supposed to feel like a proof of concept more than a finished knife, then okay. There just needs to be jimping on there. Ian says, a flipper delete, send it to Paul Mite. Ian is Paul Mite's agent. I don't know. I don't know if I have it in me to do that on a machinist proof. You know? That just seems like if it was a regular production version, maybe. Hey, welcome into Todd Carr. Good to see you, man. Ryan says, I made notes about jimping 3 weeks ago to Machine Wise. I were ignored. You know, I like to be very candid about the fact that I do reach out to companies. So about 7 months ago, I reached out to Machine Wise to see if I could, you know, grab a loaner Sonora because I wanted to review it on the channel. And they got back to me and they said, yeah, you know what? Like, send us your info. We'll send you one. You can review it. And if you like it, you know what? We will tailor make one for you. And I thought that was really cool. So I said, yeah, absolutely. Here's my info. Let me know. And nothing. And nothing. That's kind of worse than being told no. Like, I can handle rejection, you know, I would say 9 out of 10 guys in the chat can probably handle rejection because you faced it at some point. I'm fine with that. The hard part is when they say yes and then they ghost you. And so I reached out to him when I saw that the Mojave was releasing with machinist proofs. And I said, hey, you know what? Is there any chance I could get I know we didn't connect on the Sonora. Could we maybe get a Mojave on the channel? And on Instagram, it tells you when someone reads your message. So they read the message and they left me on red. We had to put matters into our own hands, but we did. Anyways, so I'm sure that they are busy. I'm sure that they are extremely busy. I'm sure that they've had a million channels hit them up asking for free stuff. I'm sure that, you know, they've had people asking for pass rounds, and it's probably quite exhausting for them, especially keeping up with their own production schedule. I totally get that. Their communication hasn't been good. John Tagamori says, are the machine proofs cheaper? No, not at all. Same price. Same price range. Oh, man. Think of it like this. These are like the very first, you know, specialized serial numbers. It's a proof of concept. And it's supposed to be extremely close to the finished product. I really like it. That is literally the only thing that I could complain about is the flipper tab. And I think that, you know what? Yeah, that's extremely well done. I just don't know why there's no jimping. Ryan says, Machine Wise has been great with an issue I had and offered to send me mine for an update. Oh, that's nice. Glad to hear that. Drinkwater says, I like the Hinderer flipper for jimping. You don't touch it, but it's there. Todd Carr says, jimping is easy with a diamond file. Dremel makes it more exciting, though. Again, like, the collector side of me says, don't do that with a limited knife like this. Like, you kind of ruin it a little bit when you do that on a limited knife. Just food for thought. John says, did it come with free spa treatments? I have no idea. I actually, you know what? Actually, let's check this out. I'm pretty sure you can actually get spa treatments from them. All right, warranty claim info. Yeah, spa service page. Free spa services. So they'll do authentication for free. They'll do repair and tuning for free. They'll replace stripped screws for $5. Okay. They'll do a sharpening for 10. Okay. Cleaning for 5. A retune for 10. A configuration swap for 30. Okay. Interesting. It doesn't say anything about like stone washing or zerblasting or anything like that. If you guys are expecting a Chris Reeve level of spa treatment, know this: very, very, very few companies will do a Chris Reeve level spa treatment. It's one of the things that makes these amazing knives for life, is the fact that you could put it through absolute hell, and if one day you decide that you're tired of the snail trails, you can send it in, and just for the cost of shipping, they'll completely re-blast the scales. A lot of people won't do that though, because they like the snail trails. But if you have one and you're trying to sell it, it's kind of nice to do that before you sell it, because then it's a blank canvas for the next guy. So when you see, Chris Reeve spa treatment, you compare other companies' spa treatments, they are not the same. It's one of the things that makes Chris Reeve really stand out. Yeah, no, absolutely. Keep this bad boy factory. I know I'm complaining about jimping on a flipper tab. The irony here is that I don't really for the most part, I like reverse flicking the knives. It's just more natural to me. I don't really use flipper tabs that much. Is it a deal breaker? Had I known about that beforehand, would it be here? Yeah, it wouldn't have changed anything for me. B Devious says, does the Mojave have textured scales? Can you please show a close-up of the scales? Yes. So this is the fine step milling, and they have a couple different. It's kind of hard to see. So what they mean it when they say fine stepped milling. I'm going to see if maybe you could see that. You know what? Let's do the bigger screen. There we go. So it's a fine stepped pattern. And then that continues on the other side, especially on the clip, and also on the back spacer too. That's really cool. Really functional jimping on the spine of the blade. It's very well tuned. Very well tuned. Nicely done. Ironically, the pivot was a little bit loose. Not anymore. Now it's good. It's nice, guys. It's really nice. It's an experience. And I don't generally do a whole lot of unboxing experiences, because when I get a knife out of the package, I internalize everything. Because I immediately start thinking about, the long term. What is my review going to look like? A lot of channels live and die by the unboxing. That's not me. That's not like I do an unboxing every now and then, but that's not really my brand. I like to understand the soul of the knife, or at least my objective opinion about it, before I put my thoughts out there, because oftentimes it's really hard for me to take something I'm internalizing in the moment and just put it out there. I am curious though, do you guys want to see more live unboxings? It could be that maybe this is what I need to really, break out of the shell and, take the thoughts that are in here and put it out there at a moment's notice. Or maybe nobody wants that to happen. I don't know. Help with Gadget says, if you have a cool knife, send it to me and I'll disassemble and clean it for free if you let me record and put on YouTube. Nice. There you go, guys. Ed B says, I think Roll couldn't wait and recorded that unboxing earlier. He didn't interact with us at all during it. Definitely wasn't pre-recorded. Not pre-recorded at all. In fact, hold on a second. I can prove it. Let's go. See? Hold up 2 fingers if you're being held captive. For Ed B. Here you go, Ed. I have my lights here on the side and everything. I did my best to make it as production as possible. I've got 2 cameras, and I rarely use both of them at the same time. Usually I have, like, this one is my camera that I use for video, and I have it set up on a system here where I can flip it over and do over the head shots. My other camera, I have a set of lenses that I really like taking photos with. One of them is a 50 millimeter lens, prime lens, and I love it. The lens I have on it right now is the 18 to 55 millimeter stock kit lens. It's not the greatest, but it's what I had to use to actually get a full shot of the desk. Knife Nut 69 says, I wouldn't do that to my small Sebenza. Those are battle scars it earned. I think that it's different if you get it used. This is actually a discussion that I had a while ago, last year. I got a small Sebenza 21 in on trade from a channel member, and I love it. You know, shout out to Darkwater Actual who made that happen. I haven't seen him around in a while. Anyways, he traded me a small Sebenza 21, and it had been carried not only by him but by someone before him, and it hadn't had a spa treatment. And I asked the live stream, and everyone's like, no, leave the snail trails on there. And I've been thinking about it. And the only thing that I like, the snail trails don't bother me that they're there. What bothers me is that I can't tell which ones are mine. That's what bothers me. I recently reached out to Chris Reeve, and I said, hey, I heard a rumor that you guys would do a MagnaCut reblade on Sebenza 21s to bring them up to date. And it got back to me. Their customer service, by the way, is impeccable. They deserve all the flowers in the world. And they're like, yeah, we'll absolutely do it. 4-month turnaround time. I'm like, cool, what's the cost? And they said, well, the cost of shipping and about $100 for the reblade. That's insane. They'll, like, that knife is over a decade old. That specific knife is over a decade old. And for $100, they'll update it from S35VN to MagnaCut. And while it's there, they'll give it a free spa treatment. And I'm considering doing that because I just want to tell what scars on the knife are from me. I'm not opposed to getting a, snail trails on my knife. Like, I've already started to get a couple on my Unums on. Doesn't bother me at all. I just want to know that they're mine. I don't want to erase the stories of others, but I kind of feel like if you can, you should write your own. And I think that that's what Snail Trails on a plain Jane Chris Reeve knife is really all about, is telling the story over time. Where has it been? What did it do? Where did it go? How did it get used? I like the stories. Tom Cook says, I would say live unboxings of Grail knives. I mean, I'm not gonna have a Grail knife unboxing very often. This is kind of a special occasion. I took a chance. I think it could have been better. I think it could have been worse. I don't know. But as a channel, you try new things. Lone Star Cowboy says, I heard Sebenzas in men's models are coming soon. What are you trying to say? Mick Ranger, did I say hi already, man? Good to see you. He says, a snail trail means you actually use the knife. Why remove it? Because if it's there because someone else put it there, then that doesn't mean that you use it. That's a snail trail from somebody else doesn't mean anything. It's just, like prefab jeans. So I'm not opposed to them. Like I said, I have them on plenty of other knives, including my Zahn. But I'm the only owner of this knife. Like, for example, where did I put it? This guy? Nothing on the scales yet, but the pocket clip is already starting to get some dings on it. There you go. I carry my stuff. I do. Am I going to carry this one? Yes. Yes, I am. I just want to know that they're from me. I can look at it and say, this was my experience. When I look at a knife that I got from somebody else and it's got their wear and tear on it, I know that it has their experience. I just don't know what that experience is. And so that is why I have the desire to find out by doing that. Plus, it'd be kind of cool to test out Chris Reeves' spa service, their response time, and also get a reblade in the same breath. You know, getting a small Sebenza 21, updated certificate of authenticity, MagnaCut at 63 to 64, 63 to 65. Why not? Best $100 spent on a knife ever, right? That's just kind of my thoughts, though. Hey, Sever7, thanks for the $2 Superman. He said, posted a 15-second short on the NKD Discord. Please help. All right. Let's do this. Sever7. All right. So I'm going to kill the music for a second.
So I went to put skiffs in my Persian.
Oh, wait.
And it looked...
I'm not screen sharing. Hold on. We're going to back this up.
So I went to put skiffs in my Persian, and it looks like there's a bearing stuck on this side, and there's not one on this side. Although no matter what I do, I can't get that thing out. I've tried banging it. I've tried tweezers.
So you went to install skiffs on your
No matter what
Persian.
I do, there's a bearing stuck on this side, and there's not one on this side. Although no matter what I do, I can't get that thing out. I've tried banging it. I've tried tweezers.
I don't know, man. I have never run into that issue myself. Yeah, that's interesting. I have honestly no idea how you would fix that. If you've already tried banging it, hopefully you use protection. Bad joke. I'm sorry. I would maybe reach out to Skiff. You said that there were Skiff bearings that were stuck in there, or you were trying to replace them with Skiff bearings. The next question is like, is the bearing that's stuck, is that the stock bearing? Because if it is, you should be able to reach out to the maker and they should be able to do something about it, right? Unless we're talking like, if that's the custom knife factory Persian, you'd have to reach out to NC Blade. I think that they handle all of the warranty stuff stateside. You know, nobody's sending stuff to Russia. Guys, if you got the answer for them, let them know in the chat. Sever7, thanks for the $2 Superman. Appreciate it. And I want to mention we do have a knife maker in the chat. Hold on, we got shout out to Donnie Bless. What's up, Bless? You're a knife maker. How would you suggest Sever7 get that bearing unstuck? Help a brother out. He says, oh, replace them with skiff. So it's the stock bearing that's stuck. It kind of sounds like it got warped somehow. And if that's the case, I would reach out to the maker of the knife. They should have some kind of warranty on it. Be like, hey, this is a defect. My bearing is warped. As long as, you know, taking apart the knife doesn't void said warranty, which most companies aren't doing that anymore. Not even Microtech does that anymore. Did you know that? Microtech and Spyderco, chief among them, used to be like, you take these knives apart, you're on your own. But they've updated their warranties. That's no longer the case. Within reason, I would reach out to the knife maker and be like, hey, I got a warped bearing here. And if they ask why you took it apart, just be like, hey, you know what? The action wasn't there. So I wanted to see what was going on. Come to find out the bearing is stuck. I would actually reach out to the maker about it. Sounds like a defect. It says, be more forceful. That almost never fixes stuff though. Like you hear the stories where they're like, if it doesn't want to go, don't try harder. You know, the best way to fix a computer is with a hammer. I don't know. Wicked Dream Design says, anodize it out. I don't know, man. I haven't run into that issue before. Like I've had things like hardware get stuck. I've tried to retrofit clips to fit in knives they're not supposed to fit in and got the hardware stuck. I've always been able to like hammer it out, you know, using something like a tap and a hammer, a punch. I mean, maybe that's the key. Do you have like a punch? A good example of that would be, shoot, where is it? I don't have it on me. Like a hardened metal punch. They use them for leather working. I know I'm doing a bad job of explaining this. Get one of those, a little hammer, tap it on the edge. That's what I would do. So if you're going to use force, that's what I would do. But before you'd use too much force, I would reach out to the maker and see if they would just help you out. Sounds like a defect. Knife Nut 69 says it's probably pressure locked from the stock lube. Try soaking it in isopropyl alcohol, then try the tweezers to gently pry on it. Give it a shot. Steel Addicted says neodymium magnets will get a stuck washer out. That's true. I've got one right here from my Winterblade Empire. These guys are ridiculously powerful. I took it out of my Empire because I wanted to experience it in manual mode for a while. It's actually pretty cool. Use a bigger hammer.
This is Sparta!
Spartan kick. Spartan kick the hardware. Oh man, use a bigger hammer. If a knife maker's telling you to do that, that might be the way. All right, guys. It's like, I'll post an update to Adderall in an hour. I'll figure it out. You got this. It just takes stick-to-itiveness, right? Lone Star Talboy says, new ProTech Flyfather Balisong has pocket clip and no latch. Would you put a Balisong in your pocket with no lock? Plus, it is a dagger shape and painful to perform many techniques. Ooh. Is it a true dagger or is it a false edge? Yeah. It's got to be a false edge on the second one. You'd think, right? C. Kobe says, put it in the freezer, then try to remove it if it's a bearing or a washer. Yeah, because the cold could get it, like if the metal has warmed up to the point where it's expanded and that's why it's stuck. Putting it in the freezer could maybe cause the metal to settle. I don't know. What's up, Trouble Bunny? Welcome in. Good to see you. Steel Addicted says, did you get the Bridgeport Bodie Rollshambo? No. I'm actually not familiar with that one. I'm probably behind on the times. Let's go ahead and check that out. The Bridgeport Knives Bodie. Okay, that's a slick design. $145, not bad. Now let's see. So you can get a rough stonewash titanium scales. So black wash or stonewash, okay. 14C, okay. T8 all the way around. Okay, made by Kubi in China. I was gonna say that seems like the Kubi recipe for success. You know, good titanium, and honestly, Kubi's 14C is so much better than everybody else's because they actually do a cryo treat that allows them to get a higher Rockwell target. People don't know this, but they should. So no, I did not get in on this. That is pretty sweet though. Knowing what Kubi's been doing lately, I'm sure that's very well made. The Baudet. Is that like a bidet? The Baudet is still available. Yeah. Guys, I'm going to be honest. I'm a little capped out right now. Between this and this. Yeah. A little capped out. That doesn't mean that I won't. It just means that right now is not the time. All right. So I desperately want to play around with this guy some more. Guys, we're going to go ahead and call it an evening. I want to say thank you to absolutely everybody who has joined tonight's live stream for the first ever live unboxing. Was it worth it? Should it just be a pass? Let me know, especially if you're watching the live stream after the fact. Let me know in the comment section. Guys, we're going to call it a day. When's the next live stream? It's going to be Saturday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 8 p.m. Mountain, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, or 7 p.m. Pacific. I hope you have an absolutely killer rest of your week. So for some of you guys, I will see you soon. And for everybody else, we'll see you later.